I just posted a story about my friend sleeping on the side of the highway because he was too tired to drive safely. He woke up to 20 people banging on his window and yelling at him to wake up and leave. Then, he woke up. He was dreaming. But he always wondered if someone was trying to get him to leave for some reason. About 2 years ago, I was driving home from a family reunion pretty late at night, and the drive home was about 2 hours. I didn't stay the night because I had to be back at work the following day. Most of the drive was on roads with dense bushes and trees on either side. You know, the real creepy ones you see a lot in movies? Anyway, I had been driving for about 45 minutes, and I was starting to get really tired. You know how sometimes you just suddenly become really tired, out of nowhere? Well, yeah, that happened to me. I knew I wasn't going to last, but I didn't come across any place that I felt I could park and sleep safely. Anyway, after it became clear that I wasn't going to find a place to pull up, and my tiredness wasn't going to go away, I did something very questionable. I pulled over to the side of the road onto the grass, behind some bushes, to try and hide my car from anybody who was going to come past. The roads weren't empty. I came across another car every few minutes or so. I made a mental note that the time was 11:22, and then I fell asleep. Sometime later, I was awoken by a scratching sound. I looked at the clock. 11:50. The sound stopped after a few seconds, and because I was extremely tired, I didn't bother looking around. I just simply went back to sleep. I was later awoken by the same sound, and it was now 12:40. This time it really freaked me out, because the sound didn't stop. The thought ran across my mind that it was just an animal inspecting the car, but why would it return almost an hour after it had left previously? I looked in my mirror and just happened to catch a glimpse of something running away into the forest. Now, at the time, I thought it was that dang hook killer. You know, the one that scratched on the couple's car and then slaughtered the guy when he got out to investigate? Yeah, forget that. So, I got the hell out of there. There was a bend no more than 100 yards up the road, and as I came around it, there was a car parked off to the side of the road, with the driver's side door open. I slowed down, but I didn't see anything. And all of a sudden, this guy comes sprinting around the corner, and he starts screaming at me, shouting stuff like, Hey you, get out of your car, now." I noped out of there so fast, and I sped off down the road. I never saw the guy again. Moral of the story? Don't sleep on the side of a deserted road. Last week, I had just left Gallup, New Mexico, and was driving west on I-40 near Holbrook, Arizona, when I heard a knock 2 times on the side of my sleeper. It was very loud and distinct, like 1, 2, 3, and then it repeated once more shortly after that. I had the radio off and was alone in the rig. Honestly, I thought, just keep driving, and that was probably the best thing to do. When I got to Holbrook, I stopped for a break but was way too freaked out to get out and look. The next day, I walked around the cab and was looking at the catwalk. There was no way a human being could have been hiding back there at 3 a.m. in 10-degree freezing winter weather, going 70 miles an hour, without anyone noticing. I logged this under unexplained. I was driving to work around 3:30 in the morning on a back road in Mississippi, near the Louisiana line. I was probably going about 35 or so, as it was raining and the road is winding with no lines or anything. It's dangerous enough in daylight under normal conditions. Anyway, I'm driving along and suddenly this jet black horse just flies out of the woods onto the side trail. There was even a rider, decked out in a black cloak with a hood and everything. The horse must have been blasting at full speed, and the rider's coat was just whipping in the wind. They must have ran for about a quarter mile or so, then darted off down another side trail and disappeared into the darkness. A buddy was riding with me. I looked over at him, and I noticed he was looking over at me. Our eyes were wide and blank, as if to say, "Did you see that?"